John Cena wasn't just a wrestler, he was WWE for an entire generation. His presence was larger than life, and for millions of fans, he became the face they associated with professional wrestling itself. From the mid-2000s through the 2010s, his face defined the company. Whether you watched every week or just caught glimpses, Cena was impossible to ignore. His image was everywhere, from posters to action figures to video games. He embodied the values of hustle, loyalty, and respect, both on and off screen, becoming a global superstar and the backbone of WWE's brand. Cena's message resonated with kids and adults alike, inspiring countless fans to believe in themselves and never give up. Cena's merchandise sales, charity work, and mainstream appeal made him the company's most valuable asset. He granted more Make-A-Wish wishes than any other celebrity, showing a genuine commitment to his fans beyond the ring. He bridged the gap between the Attitude Era and the PG era, becoming the trusted hero for kids and parents alike. Cena's clean-cut image and positive attitude helped WWE reach new audiences and maintain its popularity during a time of change. Winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21 launched a run that saw him tie Ric Flair's record with 16 world titles. Each victory added to his legend, and every title reign cemented his place in wrestling history. Cena's work ethic was unmatched. He trained relentlessly, pushed through injuries, and rarely took time off, earning respect even from those who doubted him. Every major storyline and rising star had to go through Cena. He was the gatekeeper. If you wanted to make it big in WWE, you had to prove yourself against him, and that wasn't easy. His backstage influence was immense. If Cena didn't support a storyline or opponent, it rarely moved forward. He was respected, but also seen as a protector of his own position at the top. Only a handful of wrestlers in history have wielded such power. Cena joined the ranks of legends like Hulk Hogan and The Rock, shaping not just matches, but the entire direction of WWE. Any decision about Cena losing, especially for a major title, was a huge deal requiring his approval. The creative team often built entire storylines around his involvement, knowing his choices could make or break careers. As he embarks on his retirement tour, Cena's legacy is complex, a tireless ambassador and fierce competitor who shaped the careers of those around him. He leaves behind a WWE forever changed by his influence, both in and out of the ring. To understand his impact, you have to see both the hero and the protector of his own spot, especially in stories like Jack Swagger's. Cena's journey is a story of triumph, controversy, and the lasting mark of a true icon. Before AEW, Jake Hager was known to millions as Jack Swagger, the All-American American in WWE, a persona that blended patriotism with raw power and confidence. Swagger's journey began long before the bright lights of WWE. With a legit collegiate wrestling background and standout athleticism, he was pegged as a future star from his 2008 ECW debut. His amateur credentials set him apart, making him one of the most credible athletes in the locker room. He quickly captured the ECW championship, a sign that WWE had big plans for him. This early success was a clear message: Swagger was destined for bigger things. Swagger's move to Raw put him among WWE's elite, and the company built him up as a credible main event threat. He was now sharing the stage with some of the biggest names in wrestling, and the spotlight was brighter than ever. His big break came at WrestleMania 26, where he outlasted top superstars to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, a golden ticket for a world title shot. The victory was a career-defining moment, instantly elevating his status. Suddenly, Swagger was one of the most dangerous men in WWE, able to cash in his contract at any time. The briefcase gave him an unpredictable edge, and fans wondered when he'd strike. With John Cena as WWE champion and Chris Jericho holding the World Heavyweight title, Swagger had his pick of targets. The possibilities seemed endless, and the wrestling world was buzzing with speculation. The briefcase was meant to launch him to the top of the card, a tool that had transformed careers before him. Swagger was now on the cusp of joining wrestling's most exclusive club. For Swagger, this was the payoff for years of hard work, sacrifice, and relentless training. It was the start of what should have been a main event career, the culmination of a lifelong dream. WWE had invested in him, and now he was poised for greatness. The company's faith in Swagger was clear, and expectations were sky high. The stage was set for a star-making moment, with the world watching to see if Swagger would seize his destiny. But what happened next would change everything. altering the course of his career in ways no one could have predicted. WWE's creative team saw Swagger's Money in the Bank win as the perfect chance to make a new star. For months, they'd been searching for a way to shake up the roster and inject new energy into the main event scene. Swagger, with his athleticism and brash persona, seemed like the ideal candidate to take that leap. The plan was bold: have Swagger cash in on John Cena the night after WrestleMania, on Monday Night Raw, when the world would be watching. This wasn't just about a title change. It was about making a statement and creating a moment fans would never forget. Cena, exhausted from his grueling match, would be left vulnerable in the ring. Swagger would storm in, cash in his contract, and pin him for the WWE Championship. The timing was everything, and the shock factor would be off the charts. This shocking upset would instantly establish Swagger as a top villain and shake up the main event scene. Fans would be buzzing, and the locker room would be on notice that anything could happen. Defeating Cena for the title was the ultimate endorsement, signaling Swagger's arrival at the top. It was a moment designed to legitimize him in the eyes of fans and critics alike. It would create fresh rivalries, open up new storylines, and inject a sense of unpredictability into Raw that hadn't been seen in years. The creative team believed this was Swagger's coronation. Years of grooming him for this spot would finally pay off. They'd invested time and effort, and now it was time to see if he could carry the torch. The script was written, the stage set, and everyone was ready for a new era to begin on Monday Night Raw. Anticipation was at an all-time high. All that remained was for the key players to sign off and give the green light. Every detail had been meticulously planned, but in WWE, nothing is certain until it happens. Plans can change in an instant, and surprises are always lurking around the corner. The company was ready to pull the trigger, but not everyone agreed, and backstage debates would soon threaten to derail Swagger's big moment. For years, rumors swirled about why Swagger's big moment never happened. In a 2025 interview, Swagger, now Jake Hager, confirmed it. John Cena used his influence to veto the plan. Swagger recalled, "He absolutely refused to do it. I was told that was what happened." As a young talent, Swagger had no power to challenge the company's top star. The opportunity was gone before he even stepped through the curtain. This story highlights the backstage politics of wrestling, where putting someone over is crucial for building new stars. Cena's refusal wasn't just about one match. It was a denial of a career-defining moment. Swagger suggested this wasn't an isolated incident, hinting at a pattern of Cena protecting his spot. For fans, it complicates the image of the heroic Cena, revealing a shrewd backstage player. Sometimes, the biggest heroes on screen are the toughest gatekeepers behind the scenes. With Cena off limits, WWE scrambled for Plan B. Swagger cashed in his briefcase on SmackDown, targeting Chris Jericho after a brutal attack by Edge. He won the World Heavyweight Championship, but the moment lacked the impact of beating Cena. The title was prestigious, but Cena's secondary to Cena's WWE Championship. Swagger's reign was short, just 82 days, and he never established himself as a dominant champion. After losing the title, he slid down the card and never returned to the main event. The momentum from his WrestleMania win was lost. Swagger became a solid mid-carder, but never fulfilled his early potential. The what-if of a Cena cash-in still hangs over his career. One backstage decision changed everything. Sometimes timing and politics are everything in wrestling. Swagger's story isn't the only time Cena's influence changed WWE's direction. At SummerSlam 2010, Team WWE faced the Nexus, a hot new faction. Many believed Nexus should win to cement their status, but Cena insisted on a heroic comeback, defeating the group single-handedly. The Nexus lost all momentum and never recovered. Years later, Chris Jericho and Edge revealed they urged Cena to let Nexus win, but he stuck to his plan. This wasn't just about one match, it was about protecting his character at the expense of new stars. Critics say these choices stifled talent and hurt WWE's future. Supporters argue Cena was just playing his role. The Nexus incident, like Swagger's, shows the power Cena wielded, and the consequences for others. In wrestling, one decision can make or break a generation. To be fair, Cena didn't always block new stars. He helped elevate many when he believed in them. His feud with CM Punk in 2011 saw Cena lose clean, legitimizing Punk as a top star. He did the same for Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013 and for Kevin Owens in Owens' main roster debut. Cena's matches with Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and others showcased their talents to a wider audience. Even Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth benefited from working with Cena. These moments show Cena understood the importance of building new stars when he felt it was right. Swagger himself noted Cena's later willingness to share the spotlight. Cena's legacy is complicated, sometimes a gatekeeper, sometimes a kingmaker. The difference often came down to timing, trust, and Cena's own instincts. In wrestling, who you beat and who lets you win can define your career. Swagger's disappointment over 2010 still lingers. He saw the Cena match as his coronation. Being denied that moment sent a clear message about his place in WWE. He later observed that Cena became more willing to elevate others as his own career wound down. Swagger's story is one of ambition meeting backstage politics, a common tale in wrestling. After leaving WWE, Swagger reinvented himself as Jake Hager, competing in MMA and joining AEW. He found success as a silent enforcer, proving his value outside WWE's shadow. In 2025, Hager retired from wrestling and MMA, starting a new life in business in Florida. He's found peace, but the what-if of his WWE run remains part of his legacy. One backstage decision shaped his entire career. In wrestling, the biggest battles often happen behind the curtain. The Cena-Swagger story raises tough questions about power and legacy in wrestling. Was Cena right to protect his character and the company's top asset, or did he block the rise of new stars? A win over Cena could have made Swagger a main event player overnight. By refusing, Cena may have prioritized his own image over WWE's long-term future. This debate is central to Cena's legacy: tireless company man or shrewd politician. Accounts from Swagger, Edge, and Jericho reveal a fiercely protective star. Ultimately, fans must decide, was Cena's call smart business or selfish? These hidden decisions shape the stories we see and the careers we follow. The balance between protecting a star and creating a new one is the eternal dilemma of wrestling.